Hey, good morning. So, just gonna go over a couple of things here this morning. Hey, good to see you. So, you know what? I'm really blessed. I get to work with folks on a regular basis on the path, um, and I call it the path of recovery, but but sometimes we can call it the path of spiritual awakening. Um, it, uh, Call it what you will. I'm going to talk for a minute about why it is we want to be on this path, and so you know, lots of times things can be going pretty well. We can life can be streaming along, but we have this nagging feeling that something's missing, something's not right, something's and the you like these? These are my uh, uh, David Asprey has these. I bought these. He's the Bulletproof coffee guy, and he says that these are blue blocking glasses, blue light blocking glasses, and they're kind of cool. And anyway, I digress. So let's imagine for a minute that you're one of those folks who wakes up in the middle of the night with crazy thoughts, and has them during the day, and isn't sure what to do, and maybe has been masking it for years with drugs or alcohol, 3 glasses of wine, 2 glasses of wine, just to take the edge off, our obsessive television watching or food eating or whatever it is that we do to take the edge off. Maybe you're one of those, one of us, and it's not the kind of addiction in a regular basis. I mean, a lot of the people I know are so deep in the addiction, I mean, it's going to kill them, right? And it does. But maybe you're not that deep in it. Maybe you're just, you know, uh, but there's a sense of misery. There's like, oh, fuck, what's going on? And possibly your relationship is already broken up, or you've been through 2 or 3 of them, because we're looking for the answers outside of us. We're looking for the answers in a relationship. We're looking for the answers in work. We're looking for the answers in having children. I can't even, I believe this is a fact that many of us have had children, to thinking that that'll be the answer. Let's have 3 or 4 of them, and that isn't the answer either, because the little buggers grow up and leave. And even, some of us end up being angry parents because we realized it wasn't true. The kids weren't the answer, and so we we're trying often to manage the show with the crazy mind that we're dealing with. And fear keeps us from stepping into what the answer really is. And so my piece here today, my call it advice, is that we really have to look within. We really have to look within, and and if it's not working, then look harder. You know, really look harder. There is a simple recipe. The 12 steps is a simple recipe. It's just so simple, and yet people often can't do it. They just don't have the willingness. They can't surrender, and I mean, I was one of them. I spent many years in the recovery program, not completely surrendering, not still trying to run or manage the show. So my encouragement is to recognize that the crazy mind that's having the difficult experience is the same crazy mind that we allow to manage our freedom fight. We've given the keys to the fire department to the guy who lights all the fires, and so there has to be a willingness to say, okay, I don't know. Recognize that the mind is conditioned. It's been conditioned to not trust period, to not trust. And and so, it tells us that we'll get this. I got this. We'll figure it out. You know, and so many of us end up living solitary lives because we're not really honest with anybody and about what's happening. So that's my thing. I wrote a little bit about it earlier, and um, I guess I can't find what I wrote. It's funny. I've been having a little struggles with this Facebook messaging or this Facebook Live thing, but um, the bottom line is we have to surrender. We have to say, and look, I can't tell you what to believe, how you make your approach to this power that we know is there. Call it love, right? Call it universal intelligence, call it consciousness, call it God, whatever you want. But, what I know, my experience is, for me, is that often the appeal has been, in the middle of the night. And I've woken up or just literally couldn't go to sleep. And I've said, please, guide me, strengthen me, show me what you'd have me to be, you know, and little prayers, prayers of, I have a great prayer that I love. That sometimes if my mind is going, it's too crazy. It's my thank you prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A million thank yous. And it just lifts me up. It's just, it literally lifts me up. Call it gratitude. I guess it is, but it's a million thank yous. And when we're lifted up, then we feel the experience. We sense we have the consciousness of the presence around us when we're lifted up. So thank yous will do that. Prayer will do that. Service and helping others will do that. But daily practices will help us to keep on a level playing field and to become one with that source, move towards it. For me, I love listening to teachers, people who have done the work, who have awakened, you know, um, they're there. We have so much access to them in right now on YouTube and podcasts. Great teachers, there really is. Michael Singer, I like, and what's her name? Brene Brown is amazing, and Muji is top. Ram Dass. There's so many, so you can be in the presence of awakened. And now I'm not talking about you know we sometimes say, what do you mean awakened? If they're not like perfect, well, nobody's perfect. They all have their stuff, but they've got more of a connection than some of us do, and so we can go to those people. And same thing in the rooms of the 12-step world. It's there. The answer is there, and people have it. So I'm encouraging you. I'm surrounded by guys. I mean, honestly, the prognosis when we're in addiction is not good. The prognosis is not good. It's like, holy shit, because the crazy mind that's is still running the show, and we're not ready to surrender it. It's crazy, and fear says we don't dare. Pride says we don't have to, right? Arrogance says, I'm not going to. Yeah. So, if you're listening to arrogance and pride and fear, you're stuck. You're stuck. So that's my message. I'm here to help you get unstuck. That's the deal. And yeah, pretty enthusiastic about it too. Yeah. So, you don't need to be stuck. There's a way out. And hmm. Here we go. So we're going to read. We're going to read from our little book that I've been reading from. And today I think is September the 3rd. The 3rd, is it? No, it's not September the 3rd. February the 3rd. Funny. And gosh. Um, February the 3rd, thought for the day. All right. I think I'm going to let go of my David Asprey uh, blue blockers. Those are, I didn't get them from Asprey though. But if you ever want a pair of these, somebody said the other day that, hey David, where'd you get those cool glasses? Well, just go, look for blue blockers. They're that's what they're called, and they separate the light in a different way, and it's especially when I put these on at night, a couple hours before going to bed, and it begins to allow the melatonin to flow before. Okay, February the 3rd. Now he's talking a lot about drinking, and often, it's kind of the early part of this book. January and February, he focuses on the drinking part of step one. I rarely talk about the drug and alcohol part of the problem of step one. My thoughts, my teaching, my sharing is about the unmanageability of the mind, and which transfers in on the manageability of our life. We end up um, in tough situations because of our crazy mind, and so that's where my work is. And if we recognize that we're powerless and that our lives are unmanageable, then we can move from there. And by drinking, we escape from boredom for a while. We almost forget our troubles, but when we sobered up, our troubles were twice as bad. Drinking only made them worse. In the 12-step world, in AA, we really escape boredom. In AA, we really escape boredom. Nobody's bored in an AA meeting. We stick around after it's over. We hate to go home. Drinking gave us a temporary feeling of importance. When we're drinking, we kid ourselves into thinking we were somebody. We tell tall tales to build ourselves up. In AA, we don't want that kind of self-importance. We have real self-respect and honesty and humility. Have I found something much better and more satisfying in the 12-step world than where I came from with the using drugs and alcohol? Meditation for the day. I believe that my faith and God's power can accomplish anything in human relationships. There's no limit to what these two things can do in this field. Only believe and everything can happen. St. Paul said, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. All walls that divide you from other human beings can fall by your faith and God's power. These are the two essentials. All men can be moved by these. I pray that I may try to strengthen my faith day by day. I pray that I may rely more and more on God's power. Prayer for the day. Nice, eh? Okay. So willingness. Say, that's the key. Opens the door. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. But willingness is the key. You kind of have to want it. And if you say, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about freedom. I'm talking about freedom. Freedom from the crazy mind. Yeah, forgive me for being so bold, but freedom from the crazy mind. All right, we're going to do a little meditation. And love it if you join me for a few minutes. The one thing that happens, the reason I do this meditation every day with you guys is that it's a practice, So the practice is that we sit, and, I don't call it meditation much anymore. I call it sitting. So we sit, and drop in. So close your eyes, your feet on the floor. Close your eyes and have your feet on the floor. There we go. Yeah. Just drop into the breath. The breath is so Beautiful. It's like the pathway, the vehicle into the moment. We bring our attention, our awareness, our focus onto our breath. If we're focused on our breath, we're not thinking. We're here. We're just going to let go of all thoughts, all ideas, all fears, all worries, all concepts, all stories. Just going to let them all go just for a couple of minutes. And dropping in with the breath. If your mind is still busy, you're watching your thoughts. Just remember to just gently, gently, gently let them go. Just gently let them go. You're going to be free just for a minute. We'll practice this freedom on a daily basis. Free of attachment. Free of identity. No longer be caught up in the I am mad, or I am sad, or I am glad, I am afraid. Just be free of all of those just for a minute. Set them all at the door. Back to the breath. While we're here, we recognize that we're not our thoughts. We're not our body. What are we? Let's not imagine anything. Let's not be anything. Let's become nothing. Free. Free in that world of nothing. No story. No thoughts. No concepts. No attachments. No identity. No beliefs. No tomorrow. No next. Only now. Only now. Just gently, gently let go of your thoughts. If you're able to let go of your thoughts, then you know you are not your thoughts. The more you recognize that you're not your thoughts, the more you're going to see who you truly are. Who you are, even including your thoughts. You are free. God conscious. Just gently come back. Just thank yourself for giving yourself this moment, this time. Thank you for allowing yourself to be free, for seeing the difference that you're not your thoughts, you're not your conditioned beliefs, you're not your fears. You are so much more and yet nothing. Okay, thank you. Love you guys. Check us out on YouTube. We just did an amazing interview yesterday with Amy Thiessen. Wow. And a second interview yesterday with Alan Steinfeld. Beautiful. Both of them really nice. So all those interviews are on YouTube. Love it if you go and have a listen. Maybe like them and comment. And subscribe. Thanks, you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Be here now.